Howdy fellas, I'm making a video on a horror game today. I like to stream on Twitch, and Twitch sometimes recommends games to play, and recently it recommended this game called RATSHAKER. And with a name like that, I had to find out what it was. I found it on Steam, it cost $3, and honestly, I loved it. If you need a score right now so you don't have to listen to the rest of what I'm saying, it's easily an 8 out of 10 for me. It costs less than a cup of coffee. I got over an hour of gameplay out of it, and I enjoyed myself. This game does a really good job of building atmosphere, but if you like big monsters chasing you or anything, this game doesn't have that. It does rely on its atmosphere, and it does have jump scares. None of the jump scares really scared me except one, which I'll put right here. Alright, oh, fire! There's a cheap jump scare, too. Oh no, we're gonna have to do this again. I don't know why that one got me, but kudos to the dev. It was cheap, but, my respects. But, in this game, you start off in a field and you have a rat in your hands, and hence the name, you learn to shake said rat. And as a side note here, I went to the gym the same day I played this game and did an arm day, and I don't suggest that. The game, you do shake throughout the game, move your mouse around a lot, but when you start off, you do it quite a bit to get things going, and I had to switch arms and whatnot. It's funny, but just as a heads up, plan ahead for that. But after learning to shake the rat, the game does teach you to choke the rat, and then as you're doing all this in the field, this house starts to rise up in the background, and then of course the game's like, hey, go into the house. And upon entering the house, it seems kind of normal. It's got a living room and some bedrooms. There's a TV you can turn on and whatnot. There you can interact with sinks and everything. Do not interact with the stoves in this game. I'm fairly certain I didn't find one that didn't explode when I touched it. So if you don't want to have to keep reloading from a checkpoint, don't touch the stoves. But, after you're done, exploring the top level of this house, you'll go into the basement. And after searching the basement, you'll find a door, which leads into a hallway, which drops you back off into the entry of the house again. But things are starting to change. This is essentially the core gameplay loop, is you kind of keep looping through this house, but every time you do, things get darker, rooms start to expand and change. You'll find whole new sections of the house that wasn't there before, and if you're not into gore, it does get pretty gory, but the game tells its story by, having these little bits in the house, because every time you go through, you might find a little piece of a photo, or you'll find bodies and whatnot. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you start using the rat to power generators, and there's these flesh hallways that you kind of open and keep them open with by shaking the rat. And one thing is, the first generator I came across, I don't know if I missed something, or I don't want to blame the game for this because I can be quite stubborn and dumb sometimes, but I got stuck trying to power on the first generator for legitimately 15 minutes. I could not figure out what it wanted from me. I'll put a little bit right here. We choke it. Then we stroke it. Then we stroke it. Oh, we almost had it. Pathetic. Oh, how pathetic me, dude. All right. We choke it and then we stroke it. I think we got it. Alright. Choke it. And then stroke it. Where my other stroke it? And as you see, I eventually figured out what I needed to do. It's probably on me why I couldn't, but when you get to the generator, just remember you gotta choke it, stroke it, pause, stroke it, pause, and stroke it, and then you got it. But yeah, since a majority of this game revolves around you shaking the rat and it's screaming, it does have more than one scream, and it has even some laughs, and it does do voice lines every now and then that'll tell you it's immortal. And one little feature I liked is because the game gets darker and darker as you progress, the rat becomes your light source, so you have to like keep shaking him to make him brighter, and I just thought that was a fun little mechanic. I don't want to spoil the ending for you or anything. I did enjoy the ending. It's not super complex. This is not AAA game writing. Like, it's pretty straightforward on what's happening and all that. But I did like it. And like I said, overall, if I had to give you a score, easily an 8 out of 10 for me. I know the devs are working on some other games, but I do hope that they, make another horror game in the future, because I really like the overall premise and everything that they went for. But that's about all I gotta say on this right now. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to, like and subscribe, and maybe I'll catch you on the next one. Later.